Buckle up for another episode of Ghostfacers, a supernatural rewatch podcast. My name is Richard, and sitting shotgun as always is my brother in podcasting, Reed.
I made it.
Oh, where did you come from?
Oh, I came from 1958. Please, tell me it's still white here.
We're two guys podcasting. Of course it's white here.
Hell yeah, I laid it in the right spot.
Let's get into it.
I'm John's dad.
Ghostfacers! We visit ghosts where others will not. We're ghosts! Ghostfacers! Stay in the kitchen when the kitchen gets hot. Ghosts! Ghostfacers! We face a nightmare, we face a dread. Ghosts! Ghostfacers! We face it faceless, we face the dead.
Welcome to Ghostfacers. Today we're discussing Season 8, Episode number 12. Why did you do that?
I don't know. It felt like the thing to do.
I thought there was like some episode reason why you did that.
Nope.
That better have gotten through the mic, because then it really doesn't make any sense of what we're doing right now. As time goes by.
Yeah.
As time goes by.
Remember the part in Casablanca where he shotguns a beer while that song is playing?
Hit it again, Sam.
Yeah, hit this keg again.
Yeah, fuck yeah. All right, we got to...
I need your help. Hold my legs while I do the keg stand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We've got
Casablanca heads.
We've got a review.
Oh, okay. Carry on. I'll allow it.
Okay, with the subject insanity.
Okay. That can't be about us.
They go on to say, in order to save money, I changed my phone plan to include unlimited data with a hotspot before I canceled my old internet provider for raising my fee for the third time in 18 months. Little did I know that the hotspot was not unlimited, and I ran it out in under 24 hours,
Oh, shit.
leaving me another 29 days to get by with just the unlimited data I'm allowed on my phone.
Oh, Jesus.
Therefore, I've been searching for creative ways to entertain myself on just my telephone. I can think of a few ways.
Oh, yeah. You got a world of pornographic video. Come with me.
Oh, you don't even change the words.
Nice.
Just the spelling.
Yeah.
But which is how I came across your podcast. The first podcast I've ever heard.
Wow. What a weird way to jump into the world of podcasts.
Supernatural is my all-time favorite TV show.
Nice.
I'm grateful I chose your podcast of all the supernatural podcasts out there, as you two are very entertaining and share many of the views and opinions about the show, although I find Sam far more interesting than Dean.
Whoa.
And feel Dean gets unfairly more attention just because of how beautiful.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, that's unfair.
Yeah, that feels like exactly the reason.
That's how life is.
Sam,
anyway, go on with your cool review of us.
Sam is smart.
Well,
I mean, that should be...
no, it's true.
That's your whole thing.
Being smart?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm smarter than Sam, though.
Just...
Yeah.
Very confident.
Yeah, I don't have to walk around going, I'm pre-love.
I was going to say, I'm like, are you pre-marketing?
I mean, no, I'm post.
Anyways, my apartment remains uncharacteristically silent these days while I listen to you with my earbuds. My 4 cats normally gathered around me on the sofa and nap or groom each other while we all sit in silence with the clicking of my knitting needles, making the only sounds except for my occasional giggles.
That's actually very quaint.
Yeah. It sounds like me too, surrounded by pussy.
I was like, do I do it? Thank you. I can always count on you.
And not a single sound to be heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there's even less occasional moments. I suddenly burst out into uncharacteristically uproarious guffaws, sending my cats flying around the apartment in alarm. No doubt they believe I've fully lost my sanity and do not appreciate your contribution to my downfall. Nevertheless, I love you both and thank you for helping me relive some happy times with my boys. Sincerely, Becky.
Oh, that's awesome.
P.S. I'm a 64-year-old retired English teacher.
Yes.
That's a weird way to say that.
No, that made sense.
Yes. Unless there's a difference in Canadian grammar and American grammar, I could be of help in editing your prep notes. Just something to think about.
Oh, don't worry. The notes are probably written fine. It's just how Richard reads them. That you can't fix.
And unless they're talking about specifically the way that you've copied and pasted things.
I'm fine. I'm good even.
But maybe Josh Gill could use some help with the actual show notes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Thank you. Also, yeah.
I do love that about Supernatural. Like people of all ages, all walks of life.
Hell yeah.
Doctors, English teachers. Well, I shouldn't say all walks of life. You're all very accomplished.
Yeah.
And you're listening to us. And
God.
we're here doing this.
The juxtaposition of the other podcast. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
If we were doing as well as you, this podcast wouldn't exist.
Holy shit.
Yeah, think about that.
Wow.
In that way, we are kind of like hunters.
Yeah.
Our lives have to suck so that the world will go on.
Not so different, them and I.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. This episode aired January 30th,
Okay.
2013.
Okay.
Written by Adam Glass
Right.
and directed by, I'm so excited to see this,
Okay.
Serge Leducer.
Oh, yeah. It's probably like Le Douceur.
Yeah, but it's the fucking lighting guy. It's the very
yeah.
fucking amazing lighting guy.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Yeah.
Fucking Serge, man.
Love that.
So good. Viewed by an estimated.
Last week was 2 point something. I'm going to say this one is 1.9.
This week's episode is viewed by an estimated 2.12
Okay. Hey, still over 2. Pretty good.
million viewers.
Pretty good.
Right?
Interesting. It's a solid episode, too, I think. Well, I'm going to say that now, and then we'll see how I feel about it after we talk about it forever. Like every other episode of this show.
All right. Well, let's watch the promo
Okay.
and take a look. Daddy.
Oh, yeah. Show me the promo.
Oh my
Show me what's coming.
Get a pro.
That's not a bad promo, actually.
No.
That's pretty good. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It gets, the big hook. Because it doesn't have to be like a surprise.
Yeah, I think that if anything, the cutting together was good. I think the editing was really shitty. They tried to make it look kind of like old timey with like
there's like
film
a
grain,
color correction kind of thing. Yeah.
and like the music didn't make any sense. Like I think
Yes, sure.
the selection was good.
The clips are good.
The
Yes.
cutting was great. The post production was bad.
Sure.
I think that's
Yeah,
my problem.
I think that's fair. That's reasonable.
Well, the title is of his episode is from the 1931 song of the same name that the character Sam sings in Rick's bar in the film classic Casablanca from 1942.
Okay.
We've got 2 titles.
Sorry, it's called As Time Goes By.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So Hungary and Germany, obviously.
Yep.
Who's first?
Hungary.
Hungary is first. Okay. I think this one is probably just like it's like Time Grandpa. It's just something like really like standard.
You're right, and the first word is right.
Sure. Okay. Like time travel. Is it just like
Close,
that vague?
very
Yeah.
very close.
So time traveler.
Nope.
Okay. Well, then you tell me.
It's time passes.
I mean, yeah. That's again literally every episode.
Yeah.
Hey, what happens in this episode?
Time passes.
Cool. All right.
All right, now the German title.
Okay, the German title, is it crazy or pretty...
It's pretty normal.
Okay. I think this is like The Time Traveler.
No, the German title is How the Time Flies.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, okay.
1 minute, you're on top of the world.
No.
Some might say in charge of it.
Jesus.
And then, things change so quickly.
Good Lord.
There is no featured music for this episode, and TV Guide describes it as Sam and Dean meet a man who claims to be their grandfather.
Yeah.
The man says he traveled through time to stop a demon.
Yeah. And I mean, that's all you need.
Yeah. That sells me.
I don't think you need any more than that.
Absolutely. But before we talk about today's episode, let's open up Dad's journal and learn about some of the real world lore.
Let's see what the lore says about Abaddon.
Whoa, not even just the knights, but
Oh, baby. So,
oh, damn. So this is a real character.
well, like many of these, I think we talked about it forever ago, but like very few
it's a name, but
angels
maybe not
or
the
demons or anything are actually named in the Bible. But there's a lot of like mysticism or religious traditions or literature that come later that take words or retranslate things and reinterpret things and kind of like add to the lore. There's a lot of like tie-in comics.
Can I do my impression of this character if I didn't know what they were actually like?
Abaddon?
Yeah.
Okay. I already know.
Mamma mia, here I go again.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Waterloo.
Thank you
Yeah.
for picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, Abaddon Corleone.
Yeah.
The new character we're debuting this episode. Yeah. Yeah.
Take a chance. Take a chance. Take a chance on me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much wrung that for
Yeah.
what it's worth.
Okay, talk about Abaddon.
So, Abaddon is one of these things that like starts as like a word in a poem or something like that, and then over time gets changed a bunch. So the etymology of it is, I'm sure someone out there maybe has a more definitive view, but there does seem to be like, is it from Hebrew words and then it means something like destroyer or something like that?
Sure, yeah.
At one point,
yeah.
it was the name of like a bottomless pit.
Sounds like my marriage. Oh,
Jesus.
or my asshole.
Good Lord. A bottomless pit?
I guess there is a bottom. That's
I mean,
for sure.
and it's sitting next to
A
me.
bottom full pit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Cool. Brad, bottom full pit.
That's when he's got a poopy.
What is happening right now? So at one point in like the Middle Ages or something, it got reinterpreted again as basically like anti-Muslim propaganda, all these kind of things. So some of the etymology. So there's abad. I'm butchering this. I'm sorry. But perish, destroy, or something like that, which occurs 184 times in the Hebrew Bible. There's a Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible translates the word as apolea, and that means to destroy as well. So there's all sorts of like apocryphal texts. And basically in the 3rd century, there's one that finally, I think, names Abaddon as a demon.
Okay.
As one who is like very important even, and things like that. So there's a thing called The Enthronement of Abaddon by Timothy of Alexandria, and The Book of the Resurrection of Jesus Christ by Bartholomew the Apostle. So Abaddon used to be named Muriel, like Chandler's middle name.
Wow. God, weird that you have got so much Friends knowledge.
Oh, I really like Friends.
It's just not a thing
warts
I
and
would
all,
think.
but also it's trivia, it's pop culture.
Sure.
It's me. It's me.
You
I'm
heard
the
it once.
problem. It's me. I heard it once, and that's it. So Abaddon had been given the task by God of collecting the earth that would be used in the creation of Adam. Upon completion of this task, the angel was appointed as a guardian. So again, started as an angel.
Now we're
became
here.
One of the yeah, exactly. Everyone, including the angels, demons, and corporeal entities, feared Abaddon, who was also like a man because it was written in the 3rd century.
Of course.
Abaddon was promised that any who venerated him in life could be saved. Abaddon is also said to have had a prominent role in the Last Judgments. But again, these aren't things in the Bible. These are things that is fan fiction that got written around and outside. So Abaddon is one of those kind of like apocryphal sort of things where it's like there is an origin of these stories. And,
Sure.
And they took the fact that this word showed up and then they personified it instead
Sure.
of just it being like the word destroy or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
but yeah, there's no like biblical reference to Abaddon, but lots of literary reference to Abaddon.
Well, damn.
Baby.
Well, there we go. Abaddon for the gents out there and the ladies and the everything else.
Here I go again. Mamma mia. My. How can I resist you?
Talking to a plate of pasta.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Fuck, that's good.
Yeah, just like an Italian would do.
Yeah.
Always
Wow.
talking to their pasta.
We need to know more ABBA songs because there's so many, but I think we've only just done the 2.
Yeah, there's
Gimme.
more words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we get into today's episode. But before, let's take a quick break. And we're back. Beginning with the then. And this is more of like a series then. We've got John.
Yeah.
The fact that the boys were sort of always meant to be hunters.
Right.
And everything that they've gone through, we
I-
basically get a little flash of.
I think this is like us returning from the mid-season break.
Is it?
Because the other one was in December, wasn't it?
Because it wasn't like 2 episodes ago. If it was like that, you said that too.
I don't make mistakes.
I think it's more of the fact that because it's about their entire life,
Right.
they sort of want to flash through that.
Sure. We were on a break, a mid-season break.
Jesus Christ, how many Friends references are you gonna do?
Oh, so many.
that's so basic of you.
Yeah, obviously. Look at me.
I know, but that's not a side of you that we get to see very
I
often.
suppose, but I know a lot about Friends. Sorry.
Next, you're gonna have some Dharma and Greg drops.
Oh my God, I wish. Yeah, we're gonna start a Dharma and Greg rewatch podcast.
Did you?
It's
I
called Darn It, It's Greg.
oh my God, Darmok and Greg.
Tarmac and Greg and Tanagra.
Yeah,
That's what it's called, yeah.
All right, brings us to the now.
'Kay.
In Normal, Illinois.
It's normal. Illinois.
I got it. I hope they have shirts that say it's normal.
Yeah, I went to normal and all I got was this normal t-shirt.
Yeah. And the year is 1958.
Yes.
A sharply dressed man wakes his young son up and bids him goodbye on his way to work.
Yeah, and he puts on this music box that plays as time goes by. Yeah.
You know what the thing is?
A kiss is just a kiss.
And I don't know, maybe this is the origin of this song, but it sounds like the beginning of oh God, is it TriStar?
No, it's Warner Brothers.
Is
the
it?
people that own the rights to Casablanca. It is 100% as time goes by because they own the rights to Casablanca, and that's like their nod to it.
Is that what it is?
That's why you're thinking of that. Yeah, that's Warner
Because
Brothers.
every time I kept playing it, I'm like, I kept expecting it to turn into.
It's
this
always
song.
like do 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 do
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Warner Brothers, baby.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, that's why Casablanca characters, you can see them in that cool Space Jam sequel. I love how Casablanca's IP.
yeah. I
That's
can't
my
wait.
favorite part of it.
I hope that they get into a kart racer or a,
Oh, yeah.
a fighting game.
Yeah. I hope they're in multiverses.
Hit him again,
With-
Sam.
We, his finisher move is just, you're gonna get on that plane and you're
Yeah.
they just leave the fight. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna take
but
this
Sunday
punch.
suited for the rest of your life. Yeah.
So the man then travels to a mysterious building bearing the same symbols as a pin on his tie.
Yeah. Does he also have a ring?
Yes.
Is it also on a ring? Yeah.
Yes.
And you've got this.
I
On you, baby.
have been waiting for this moment
Yeah.
for so fucking long.
It's big. Yeah.
Holy shit! It's the Men of Letters
Yeah,
symbol,
that's right.
which is derived from the unicursal hexagram.
It's the Aquarian star.
Yeah,
as
that's
he says,
right,
yeah.
Aquarius star, and an important symbol in Thelema, the religion of famed occultist Aleister Crowley,
Yeah.
who inspired the shows Aleister and Crowley.
That's right.
So the man then meets Josie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I mean both versions.
right where I live. Sorry to be gross, but Jesus.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah.
By God.
Yeah, good Lord.
So then Men in Robes shows up and calls Josie away. But while the man waits, a number of screams can be heard in the other room, drawing his attention.
Yeah, I would be a men of let hers.
A man of let her.
Yeah, no, I'd be multiple.
Yeah, I'd be men of
I'd
let
be
hers.
men of let hers. Yeah. Yeah.
He enters their chamber to find the men slain, and Josie is possessed by Abaddon.
Right.
Do you think that their ritual? I can't remember. I think we do address it at some point, but with the ritual was what brought her out, right? She wasn't already in her when she was Josie.
No,
Like
because
pretending or
no,
anything.
because the ritual was just Henry's like graduation.
So was she already in there?
So
then?
she was already in there, and she
Whoa.
like gained access and was gonna take them out. Yeah.
Oh. So, and the last living man begged him to hide a mysterious box bearing the same symbol.
Right.
The man flees into one of the adjacent rooms and begins putting together a spell.
I love it. I love like how quickly he kind of throws it, like puts an extra pinch. in the thing,
Yeah.
and he makes a spell and he cuts himself and he draws this like rune and it starts like glowing.
And as Abaddon is trying to get into that room, I think because of the other magic, it sort of like is keeping her from being able to enter.
Yeah.
He dives through the portal before Abaddon can catch him.
Yes.
The man then flies out of a closet into the present day, standing
Yeah.
before Sam and
Yeah,
Dean.
in a motel or whatever where Sam and Dean are. Yeah.
Such a fun moment.
It's
Oh.
great, yeah.
The man
He
asks
goes,
for
where's John
Winchester.
Winchester?
Yes.
You're like, I don't know, check the Capitol.
What's the date? January 5th. He's probably on his way somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's probably prepping.
Yeah.
He's dusting his like Viking helmet. Yeah.
I don't know. He took some torches and left.
Yeah.
The man asks for John Winchester, but the brothers try to restrain him for answers. The man slips from their grasps and leaves the two handcuffed to a chair in a really cool move.
Here's the thing that I love, and it plays through this episode, is that this guy is not like an amazing fighter.
No.
He's just smarter than them.
Yes.
Everything he uses is like book learning to like slip out of things or make a spell. Or
I do
whatever.
love
And
how
I-
he's like, you fucking brutes immediately. And is like,
Yeah.
can we not, like, can you just not put your fucking hands on me? Like,
yeah.
like
It's
he's
true.
like, what is wrong with you
Yeah,
two?
know,
Like,
sweaty mouth breathers. Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it's great.
Leaving the motel room, the man observes his futuristic surroundings for a moment, which I love that he sees like a carriage and is like, whoa.
Well, and he's also like there's some stuff that is very new, but he's also in normal Illinois. He's not in Tokyo or New York or like he doesn't get
Yeah.
the Steve Rogers like look at Times Square kind of thing. You know?
Also, like the Impala is only like a few years later.
the Impala is less than a decade older than where
Yeah.
he came from. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not like it's not like he came from horse and carriage time and is seeing a car for the first time.
Yeah, he's not like Jedediah Winchester.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Where's the horses for this
Say,
carriage?
what is this flying machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give
Give me your wizard box so I can make a phone call.
Yeah.
Like it's not doing stuff like that. Like
Yes.
it's basically just updated versions of shit he already knows.
Totally.
Yeah.
When Henry Winchester finds out that he has traveled forward in time to 2013, he says, 2013, I guess the Mayans were wrong.
Yeah, take that Mayans.
He's referring
They've had
to
it too good for too long.
Yeah. He's referring to the Mayan prediction that the world would come to an end on December 21st, 2012.
Yeah.
A prediction that many people around the world took
Oh,
seriously.
Roland Emmerich was all in on that.
That was
That fucking movie.
Did you have any of the like 1999 thing?
Well, I remember like the fear mongering about Y2K that it was like
Mhm.
stuff was going to roll over and like the banks would lose all your money
Yeah.
and all this kind of like.
Because your parents are too smart for that kind of
Well,
thing.
my dad was a programmer too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, that's just it's not that.
Yeah.
So we were relatively calm, but I do remember
The
there
general
was a sort of general anxious vibe about Y2K, kind of like like will the atom bomb like ignite the
Yes.
atmosphere? Who knows? Got to wait until that clock rolls over.
Yeah, we had a couple cases of water, I think, but that was basically it.
Yeah, we didn't really like prep for it because we weren't particularly worried about it, and also there was enough runway for it that like all these major businesses switched from a 2-digit date to a
Totally.
4-digit date because that was the big thing. They were like, it's going to roll over to 00. It's going to think it's before everything it's cataloged. It's going to erase stuff or like
Yes.
mess up the computer, and they're like just change the year to 4 digits, and they're like, all right,
Okay. I had no 2012 feelings.
sure.
I think there was a moment on like when the date was about to switch over that I was like, that'd be funny, but like that was probably the extent of it. Where I was like, that would be funny.
It would, yeah,
Like
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like I think that was it. Like as I'm like waiting on like New Year's, and I'm like, I mean, that would be crazy. But
Is that when This Is the End came out?
ooh, I don't
know
know.
This Is the End is
but there was a
about-
movie called 2012.
Well, yes, that's the Roland Emmerich one. This
Yeah.
Is the End was about the rapture, but I just wonder if like
Oh, if it
was
lined
like
up, it was probably
the
around
zeitgeist
then.
of 2012 made it like
Probably
yeah.
around then. Yeah, that seems about right. So at this point, Sam and Dean get the drop on him as he gets into the Impala. And he's just like, wrong. They're like, wrong car.
Yeah, I mean, Dean is like, I like your taste in cars, but he somehow doesn't mention that Henry smashed the window. Like, I thought
Yeah.
the first thing Dean's going to say is like, you break it, you buy it. Or
Yeah,
like thing like that, you know?
So they begin then interrogating the man. Dean reveals that John Winchester is their father,
Right.
which shocks the man.
Yeah.
But the proceedings are broken up by the appearance of Abaddon through the closet portal.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck. Just like fucking knock through my door any day.
Yes, please.
Let her.
Yeah, that's right. Let her cook.
Dean manages to
My
stab her
soul.
with Ruby's knife,
Yeah.
which like does make her like static out, like a
She
lightning
kind
a little.
of, like drops to one knee and she's hurt, but it does not kill her. You're
No, she's like,
oh no.
ow.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Like they play it decently because we're like, well, we know how this goes down.
Totally.
And they were like, oh no, we don't know how this goes down.
But allowing the brothers enough time to escape. As the three drive off, Abaddon possesses the motel manager for knowledge of their trail.
This is a move we've never seen a demon
No.
do. We've seen demons fully abandon a meat suit, take over another one, and gain the knowledge of the
Yeah.
new one. But Abaddon kind of like leeches just a little bit of demon into the other one.
Yeah.
It gets like visions and then sucks it back in.
Yeah.
And we've never seen that.
God, I would what I would do.
Easy.
Here.
Yeah.
Just seep a little bit of her essence into me.
Jesus.
A thing that is a bit of a spoiler, but not really, which is that technically her smoke should be red.
And so should her eyes. but
Yeah.
they're black. But this is, well, actually,
It's pre-lore.
they're supposed to be yellow.
No, not for
the s-
knights.
Knights are yellow.
Okay, well, their smoke is supposed to be red,
Because that's the, yeah,
but
spoilers, but there's other Knights of Hell.
yes. Down the road, the man catches his breath from the ordeal, revealing himself to be John Winchester's father, the boy's paternal grandfather, Henry.
Yeah.
So Henry's first name likely comes from Henry Repeating Arms Company, a firearms manufacturer,
Sure.
much like the Winchester.
Sure. Yeah.
At a diner, Henry's story is seemingly verified. Dean resents his grandfather for supposedly walking out on John as a boy,
Yeah.
though Sam
If you
reminds...
can imagine, John didn't talk about this much.
Yeah.
I know this flies in the face of everything we know about John.
Sam reminds him the current predicament might have caused Henry's disappearance years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like he showed up in the future. Maybe he could never get back. So he didn't like abandon. And,
Yes.
I abandoned my boy. Yeah. We'll talk about it in a like future scene. But Dean, I don't really get him in this episode. Dean is so mad at Henry, and he's such like a John stan here.
Which is so
But the
not...
thing is-
Yeah, I thought we moved past the
And
like
he's like,
pro-John
you,
stuff.
you had a choice. You choose your family. And then it's like, do you forget what you laid on Sam?
Right?
I mean, yeah, I guess technically it's choose your family, but it's also like be happy, be there for the people that love you, not like abandon them for the mission. Like Dean just doesn't know what he wants. I don't know if it's a problem, but it bugged me.
I think it's more of just like a remaining sort of like piece of John that he never really got a chance to move past. That it's just like,
Right.
well, yeah, like, I mean, I think that we all know of like family members or that like growing up and being like, well, you know, these family members though we
Sure.
don't like. And you just grow up in that.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I know that your wife has a few of those where it's like you grow up in a family where it's just like, well, yeah, but we don't like these people.
Yeah, I mean, most families have some kind of like you can't choose who you're related to, but you can choose who's in your life.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Henry,
But not if you're Sam.
yeah. Henry speaks of a complicated spell to perform the time jump once again.
Yeah, he's like, I need to like recharge my soul or whatever. And Sam's like, you tapped into your own soul for a spell, and he's like, yeah, that's like, it's like the first thing they teach you.
Yeah.
And Sam's like, what? And he's like, we're hunters, and he's like, no, you fucking Neanderthals.
Did you notice something about this spell?
Like the shape of the room
No,
or something?
the ingredients.
He lists them, but I can't remember them.
So when Sam asks Henry if he can recreate the sigil to create the getaway, Henry recites the rituals require components, which are very similar to the ritual used by Roderick Burgess in the premiere of The Sandman to capture Morpheus.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't clock that, but I like it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It seems Henry comes from a line of men of letters.
Yeah.
Knowledge keepers of the supernatural that John, Sam, and Dean would have been trained in had Henry not disappeared.
Yeah, he keeps calling them legacies.
Yeah.
It's either in this scene or a future scene. He's like, hunters are like fucking blunt instruments. We tell them like 3 things of what to do, but like we are like the guardians of like supernatural knowledge. And you kind of go like, that seems like a flawed system where it's like the people willing to risk their lives for it don't have the tools they need because you're elitist fucks.
God, I love it so much.
I love it like as a thing to learn about in the show, but it's not a good way to run it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
You
I get
know?
it. They're like, we don't want these guys to like have two, like, you don't want to give the fucking apes the rocket launchers.
What I like is that it does really feel like that kind of like elitist thing from a bygone
totally
age or
Absolutely.
whatever. Yeah.
Henry takes the boys to visit the group's headquarters, now remodeled as an Astro Comics store.
Yeah.
Explaining the ways of men of letters, Henry has Sam and Dean use an employee's computer to track down the other men
This is so
from the
easy
group.
for them.
It
He's
was
like,
so
can I use your computer? She's like, yeah. And they just start talking about like, oh, like this guy's 127 years old. He's not dead. Like, I'd be like, what? Give
but
me my
also, that's
computer
so
back.
preposterous that you're just like, what? All right. They're probably just fucking cosplaying or something.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's like too familiar, I think, to ask for someone's like personal laptop.
But I do love the idea where they're like, well, we'll just grab a computer. He's like, a computer couldn't fit in a room this size.
Yeah,
Fucking love that
yeah,
moment.
It's great. Yeah, I did want. Well, it's too bad that it's someone else's computer because I would want Henry to get a little taste of Busty Asian beauty.
I was just going to say, yeah.
yeah.
I'd love a taste of some Busty Asian.
Easy.
All of Abaddon.
Yeah.
All of whom from the group died in a fire apparently in 1958.
That's right. And he's like, there was no fire.
Yeah.
It was Abaddon.
I mean,
Yeah.
she.
You are the dancing queen.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you grabbing more.
Yeah, you're welcome.
However, the pseudonym Albertus Magnus leads the 3 to a nearby cemetery where they discover the member Larry Gannum.
Right. Yeah,
Gannum
Larry
style.
Gannum style. Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Has survived to this day under an assumed name. Meanwhile, Abaddon visits the comic book shop and kills the young goth employee for her knowledge of the group's whereabouts.
Yeah, she sees like I like your shirt, the like the devil made me do it or whatever. And yeah, it's Abaddon is so scary.
Yeah.
You know,
In the
and
best kind
and
of
I
way.
do love the sort of reset. Not on demons in general, but like, oh shit, the knife didn't work. We're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I guess we actually need someone that knows everything.
Yeah, we have to be afraid of a demon for once.
We're just hunters. Yeah.
Back at their motel, Henry whistles the music box tune as time goes by.
Yeah.
He then explains that Abaddon ranks among the Knights of Hell, a
Right.
group of special demons handpicked by Lucifer.
Like among the first of the fallen kind of
Yeah.
thing. And
the Elder
I don't know
Winchester.
if Lilith is meant to also be that then, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
The Elder Winchester begins to realize from John's journal that he himself likely never made it back from 1958.
Right.
As the boys explain how John came to believe Henry abandoned him before he got involved with hunting lifestyle, regardless.
Yeah, and this guy couldn't be more disappointed that they're hunters.
I know. According to Adam Glass, there was a scene cut that featured Henry Winchester telling Sam he saw more of John and Sam than he saw in Dean.
Ooh, that'd make Dean angry too.
My guess is that what he means is because of what Henry's version of
Right, as
of
like
John
sweet
is.
little John, who's
Yeah.
like afraid of the dark, who listens to
Yeah.
as time goes by. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that's true too.
That night, Henry pores over his son's journal while Sam and Dean sleep. As Henry's flipping through John's journal, an image of a skeleton-like creature is shown. This is
The one like the baby with the like cone skull.
Yeah, so this is the logo for the Rogue Dead Guy Ale, which is brewed in Oregon, USA. This beer was shown in previous episodes as well.
Right. So John is like, I hate Oregon, bunch of hippies, but the beer's good.
Yeah.
Remember to go back for beer.
So before departing, he leaves a note that he'll fix everything.
Right.
So Jensen Ackles gets woken up, and I say Jensen because he was actually really sleeping.
Oh, that's really funny.
And the director had Jared wake him up, and they use his real reaction.
Oh, that's
in the
great.
final cut.
Oh, that's fun.
Somebody's just like, "What?" That's actually just him reacting, and then realizing he's in the scene.
I love that.
So good.
That's great.
Realizing that Henry will likely attempt to go back in time again, Dean heads off to a local hoodoo shop to intercept him, while Sam visits the elderly Larry Gannum.
Yeah.
Larry Gannum style.
Yeah. Hey, old ass guy.
Nice. That was good.
Yeah.
Larry explains that the mysterious box contains a key to a supernatural mother lode of scrolls and spells, which must be kept from Abaddon at
Yeah,
all
he's
costs.
like go to these coordinates, find it, open it, put the key inside, and close it. Like, it's better that all of this stuff is never accessed again than for it to fall into Abaddon's hands.
So cool.
It's great.
Just then, Abaddon reveals her presence in Larry's wife,
Yeah.
killing the older man
Yeah.
and taking Sam hostage.
One of you three, I named my consigliere, but it was a crazy summer, and I don't know which one it was.
Abaddon.
Yeah. Mamma mia.
So this is actually the actor George Touliados,
Okay.
who plays Larry Gannum. It's his last on-screen appearance.
Oh,
He passed away in 2017.
that's too bad.
Meanwhile,
He's good.
Yeah, he's good. And he's actually done a lot of stuff. It's worth looking at his IMDb. Meanwhile, Dean interrupts Henry's ritual, worried that future timeline interference would cause he and Sam to cease to exist.
Yeah, he's like, we stopped the apocalypse. So, like,
Yeah, I know
you
we're just
looking
hunters.
You looking down at us, it's like, we stopped it. And Henry's like, there might never have been an apocalypse if I went back. And
It's like fucking easy.
easy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Henry refuses to relent, wanting to spare John from his difficult life, Dean has no choice but to knock him out cold.
Right.
Henry awakens on the road with Dean, en route to trade Henry himself and the mysterious box in exchange for Sam's life.
Right.
Dean explains that he'll never let Sam down the way that he failed to save his father.
Yeah. Other than ignore all the ways I've let him down recently. But starting now, I won't let him down.
No more after this.
Unless I feel like it.
Yeah, because
Then I will.
meh.
Yeah.
Sam being the only real family he has left. The pair arrive at Abaddon's abandoned factory to make the trade before the demon predictably double-crosses them. Abaddon then stabs Henry, but not before he squeezes off a round.
Easy. Not before he pigeons a loaf.
Right inside Abaddon.
Does she stab him or just like put her whole hand
Puts
in
her
his-
whole hand
Yeah,
in
yeah.
him, yeah. After which the demon finds herself unable to move from her vessel. Dean reveals that he and Henry planned the switch, carving a devil's trap into the bullets in order to prevent the demon from moving.
One of
and
my
losing her
favorite moves.
powers. And the first time we ever see it.
Yeah, it's great.
Very first time. Fucking so cool.
Yeah. They're like, you'll have to get close.
Yeah, because then they can't smoke out,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is so fucking dope.
It's great.
Dean then beheads Abaddon and vows to carve her into pieces. Carve her Edland into pieces.
Yeah, Dean's like, we're going to bury you in separate pieces in concrete where no one's ever going to find you. You might not die, but you're going to wish you could.
Yeah, and no one would ever be dumb enough to sew you back together.
Yeah, and demons are like famously weak against concrete.
Yeah, that's how we know. It's in the Pokedex.
Yeah.
The Demon Dex.
Yeah, they're bad against rock type.
Yeah.
Rock and roll type, like the Winchesters.
Ow!
Yeah.
Dean then easily beheads her and vows to carve her into pieces. Henry then gives Dean and Sam a box and expresses pride in his son and grandsons before he slowly dies.
Yeah.
This episode marks the first true death of a Winchester family member since season 2,
Yeah.
when John himself died. Both brothers died numerous times in between, but never permanently. The brothers then dig a grave for their grandfather in the cemetery of his fellow deceased men of letters.
Yeah.
They realize the significance of heaven divinely bringing together the brainy Winchesters and the brawny Campbells
Yeah.
to produce the two of them, which is funny to think that like the Winchesters are actually like the like brainy ones and the Campbells are the brawny ones, which is funny because John makes it seem like it's the other way around, but that's
Right.
actually he's more like a Campbell and his mom's probably more like a men of letter.
Yeah.
And Dean regrets that John never knew what really became of his father. The boys then vow to track down the mysterious store of supernatural paraphernalia.
And the episode ends. I was like, do we see it? Do we see it? And then like the episode
I know,
ended,
I was hoping we'd
shit.
like pull up to it or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
but
yeah.
God damn it. That's the end of this episode.
It's great. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you my thoughts after this quick break. And we're back. I fucking love this episode. I love this episode. I've been waiting for the Men of Letters to show up for so goddamn long. It's such a cool concept. It's a thing that the show has needed, which is like a new cool thing. It's like, okay, we've jumped the shark so much. We need to like reset a little bit and look at this lore and our history and our future. And we need to like, okay, it's like we've done the devil. And say now we need to like completely pivot. And I think that some people might think of, I think it on the surface, or at least in writing, it's easy to assume that the like and his from his dad's side, it's also like a history of a different type of supernatural legacy. I can see how that like in theory might be a problem, but I think that it's this show specifically in the way that they've created it, where it's like, and the conversation about destiny and all this other stuff, like it actually makes it valid that this is sort of like the two sides, and like the fact that destiny and heaven is so involved. And we've had like, we saw it in the cold open, which is like Cupid even was like, oh yeah, no, it's like you guys were, it was very important that your family got together, like, and I think that's the whole point, and they explained it really, really well and very simply in this episode, where it's just like, oh no, it was destined that these two families come together to create these two guys. And I think that's such a cool concept.
Right.
I love having like their dad's side actually be a bunch of like soft fucking like brainy boys.
Yeah, it's true.
I love the concept of the Men of Letters so much. I mean, there's a reason why I have the tattoo. I just think it's so fucking cool. And that's like exactly up my alley, which is like this, there's like a secret like base that has like all of the things that you could ever need to do this job perfectly. And they didn't know about it. And it's like,
yeah, and it's like warded against anything.
Because also like it's, I mean, some of my favorite like YA novel type things where it's like, you were specifically chosen and you have like access to this like secret base, and like it's just such the shit that I love. To find out that it's like, oh yeah, it's like there's actually a long lost organization that like, because it's like, yeah, the hunters are cool, but it's like it feels like the like hunting is new. Like I realize it's not, but it feels almost like hunting is like a new thing that people are just figuring out.
It's definitely like a base thing,
because it's so like disorganized, and like it's so like it feels like they're just figuring out how to like pass knowledge between each other.
Right.
They define it, it's like, no, monsters have been around forever. somebody got their shit together.
Yeah.
It's like it's not just fucking hunters, like so, like they're because and that just like makes more sense in this universe too. Like to be like, oh yeah, there's like a secret organization that has been hunting monsters forever. That makes so much more sense.
Sure.
Right? And so to find out that it's like, oh, and why haven't we really heard about them? Well, because they disappeared in fucking 1958.
They all died.
Yeah, like that makes even more sense. And it's like, oh, now I'm just like, oh, what more of the Men of Letters can we figure out? Like how big is this organization? Like what secrets are they going to be able to find? Oh, there's all of these scrolls and spells and information we don't even know. And the fact that he's like, oh, like, yeah, you can use your soul for spells. You don't even know that. And it's like, okay, if that crazy revelation is baseline, like what else are we missing?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
I think
they've been doing it the hard way the whole time.
The entire time for fucking 8 seasons. We've like been
Plus,
doing it
the whole time John's been doing it, and Rufus, Bobby.
Exactly. And it's like that was the hardest way and the least amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
It's just like it stokes like such a thing in me. Abaddon is a great villain that at first you're like, that's it? We get this fucking knight and then they're just gone.
Right.
Which is like, it's kind of exciting and it's like, oh, it doesn't feel as bad as like Lilith, where you're like, it's, or like a character where it's like, oh, we're going to bring them in for 2 episodes and then they're gone forever. Like the fucking, like the 7 Deadly Sins or something, right? It's not like you've never heard of Abaddon. So you're not like, oh, what the hell? Like that's what you're going to do with Abaddon?
Yeah.
But it's like, oh no, you brought in a really cool character and then just kind of got rid of them. And you're like, well, who the fuck was that?
And I kind of you go like, I feel like we're gonna see her again.
Yeah. And because you don't actually see her really get chopped up or anything like that, it's like, oh, what's next? Right? So I mean, Serge, he's a great fucking lighting guy and did a great job directing this episode. The concept is really clean for like a kind of complex thing where it's just like, we're going to bring in a whole new organization and a new type of demon.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it feels really clean. The episode went by really quickly at the same time. Like,
what I like about it is that it's almost like where did the Jedi go?
Yeah.
You know, like it feels like there's this secret knowledge of the universe. I can't believe you've been doing this the hard way. You know, there used to be all these, they were killed, you know, maybe by their own hubris, right? Like maybe if more hunters were let in, people that were capable of fighting, or you know what I mean, like you could start speculating about like how they undid themselves.
It's so fucking cool. So yeah, I mean, I think like as like the concepts and the filmmaking is all really good. Is this like an overly incredibly written episode? No,
Sure.
It's more about like what this episode represents and like how it is as like the larger part of the series and the season. Like it's incredible. I wouldn't say it's like the best episode ever. It's not like I'm like, oh, like I'm not like this episode because of what happens in this episode, but more of what this leads to is what it is great for.
Totally.
So I'm gonna give this 4.25 futuristic baby carriages.
Whoa, nice. Yeah, that is one of the things he's like, what?
Yeah, it's like the first thing he sees and he's like, whoa.
It's more interesting to him than almost anything else. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that you said. I love this idea of like the Dark Ages, you know, like we lost this knowledge.
And now we find out there's a fucking Library of Alexandria's out there.
Exactly. Fuck. You know, like it's such a game changer, but I also like how this episode starts positioning the Winchesters as like the center of hunting in America, right? They're the legacy.
The combination of like the best in hunting and the best of like these Men of Letters organizations.
Yeah, it's finally, you did it. You finally like fulfilled the promise of this organization.
What level are you? What?
Yeah, I know, it's like Scientology, especially because he's in the suit and he's got the pin and the hair and stuff.
Very
it
funny.
does feel like a cult kind of thing. I mean, I suppose it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I would give this one 4.5.
Hell yeah.
Take a chance on me's.
Yeah. So fucking good. Oh God, I love this.
Amazing.
But before we go, we've got a note from a fellow hunter.
All right.
With the subject, there's a little emoji of a chicken, and it says, a note from a fellow huntress.
Ooh.
They go on to say, guys, I was laughing out loud, ugly laughing at all the nods to the comedic genius of Tim Robbins' I Think You Should Leave skit in your episode, season 7, episode 23. That is one of mine and my fiance's favorite show, and that skit in particular. For proof of my fan status, Please see the picture below of me wearing a sweater, donning a skeleton, and the lyrics, "The skeletons will pull your hair up, but not out." If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Also, as requested, my singing cock was sent via sliding in your DMs.
Love that.
Because it was too big for the email, if you know what I mean.
Hell yeah.
No, but seriously, the file is too big for this email.
I bet it was.
Though she indeed is not a cock but a chicken, her name is Puckernut.
Oh, no.
It's a great name.
I mean, it's a name.
Everything's good, Puckernut. And
Such a weird challenge, like either play hockey or come.
yeah. Puck or nut.
Puck or nut, baby.
Today on today's episode of Puck or Nut.
You gonna puck or nut? Hey, bro.
Here's Connor Bedard. What will you do?
Yeah, is he gonna...
Are you gonna fuck him or play hockey with him?
So inappropriate.
Sidney Crosby, puck or nut?
That's the hockey version of
Smasher pass.
Yeah. Yeah, Nikolai Kulemin, puck or nut.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Her unique song is actually very unusual. This is a daily morning occurrence and something in the middle of the day. I think this one is just for you two. Keep doing what you're doing. The natural and the supernatural world is better with both of you in it.
Oh.
Cheers, your RSJ, Angel Gabriel, girl, Cece from Wisconsin.
Oh.
They're her in her sweater.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love it. They want another chance at life. They've never seen so much food as this. Underground, there's half as much food as this.
The bones are their money.
That sketch is so perfect for me because it's like, it's that thing where it's like, there's too much lore. This
Yes.
isn't necessary. And I love that, yeah.
So good. All right. Well, if you want to be like Cece and have some chats with us online, you can do so through our Discord.
That's right. Go to patreon.com/ghostfacers, and there is next week 2 levels.
Okay.
There's the
Yeah. Do you want to escalate to the next level of Ghost Phasers?
A $1 Roadhouse Hunters level gives you access to
Yeah.
Angel Radio, our amazing community Discord server.
But if you want to have the arcane knowledge of true hunters,
There's a $5 Men of Letters tier,
yeah, that's right.
and you get the Bunker Report, a full bonus episode every week.
Escalate to the next letter.
Yeah, do it.
God, it's almost like we planned it. The
Baby.
Bunker Report. As soon as we get the bunker,
I know.
fuck, we're good at this.
I'm pretending that was on purpose.
Yep.
I mean, I know it was on purpose.
If you have a note about a future or a past episode, or you just want to say hi, you can email us, much like CC did, at ghostfacerspodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
Or reach out to us through our various social media platforms.
That's right. We're Ghostfacers Pod on Facebook and Instagram.
Don't forget to subscribe so you can get our episode every single week automatically in your feed. And while you're on that platform, why don't you give us a 5-star review? We will read it on a future episode. It's on an Apple Podcast. Make sure you just send a screenshot and email it to us on that same email we said before. Also, if you want your Wayne Gretzky puck or nut t-shirt, ghostfacerspodcaststore.com.
Hell yeah.
Also, if you like what we do on here, you might like...
Abaddon Corleone.
Yeah. It's, Mamma Mia, there the spaghetti goes again.
Yeah.
Abaddon Corleone.
That was all Italian. There was no demon in there.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. No demon, just spaghetti. You could subscribe to our other podcast.
Yeah, go to Dr. DC Podcast, wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah, go to Dr. DC
Go
Podcast.
to Dr. DC Podcast. I
and
said it
find
right.
wherever you get your podcast.
Find to go and listen where you do.
It couldn't be any more clear.
I think I pretty much nailed that.
Say goodbye, bitch. Jerk.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.